Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of No Orientation Programming. I am late and today we will test our accounting management stuff. Last time we have finished our password setting frame. And yes, I have changed the API of the administration server a little bit. So we have to test the API again. I think we are ready to test a lot of the cases we have documented in the wiki. And let's see. The change in the administration server is the following. Tools. If we create an account, then we do not get any TGSA account create. Yes, account creating process has been finished successfully. As you can see, we have an account creating process which has been started, and then eventually creating a mail sending process which is returning success 1 positive, as well as the account creating process, and everything gets shut down. And then, as you can see in the process tree, this process is finished, but we do not have a directory, and that is because I don't want to create a directory at this moment. I want to create the directory as soon as we have verified the account. So we are creating something else, not the directory, but something else, and that is in the account creating process. We start the process, we check all the arguments as before, then we try to log the user directory, because we want to synchronize. We want to be synchronized with the other processes. Theoretically, we do not need this anymore, but as I said, we should try to be synchronized with the other processes, even outside of the administration server. If we have the system flag, then we can create the user ID and the user directory. We check if the directory exists. If yes, and the command is account creating, then return positive. If it's not existing and the command is restoring, we can't restore a non-existing account, then return positive. Just say everything is fine. Otherwise, create the path to the data, then create a new verification code, and now we have two cases. If the directory is existing and we want to restore the account, then we go to the user directory update step, which is it's using the data, it's loading the data, and we are updating the data, which is setting a new verification code. As you can see, we should implement some flow control. This flow control is implemented in the gaming server already a little bit, but we want to make this two-step wise. This means what should we do? Okay, let's see. The next step of the directory update is to, yes, load the user data, update the verification code, and then send a new email. As soon as the email has been sent, return positive. At this point, we would not need to repel the email. But okay. If we repel the email, then we set the pointer to null. Because we are returning positive and the process is... yes. I have repelled the email because I want to remove it from the process tree immediately. So, this was the restoring flow, and the account create request is an information that is created in a static list, in a static map. And this list if size bigger, yes, let's add some argument for the application. An argument value arg number new accounts per day. number of new accounts per day. Required false default 10 integer. The arguments Why do we need this variable? I don't think we need this. Oh yes, why not? Okay. Get the value. Maximum. Okay, then let's make one for testing. Number new accounts. Okay, so this should be available in the environment, and we have let's say x max is equal to environment Is this proper English? Exceeded. Okay. Oh, not warning. Oh, error log. Why is this work? This should not be working. Exceeded maximum number of requests. Let's try this. Environment. We try to TGSA account create. Let's do this again. Ooh, this should not be working. This should not be working. Ah, no. Yes, account creation requests. Yes, added already. Okay, that's fine, but we have to see, yeah, exceeded maximum number of requests. Yes, that's fine. Okay, fine. So this is JWriter, yeah, that's fine. If one and if proc warning log. Created request for mid user.cstring, and then we have a jwriter, styled writer. Yes, why do we have a styled writer here? File data, yes, okay. Cout. Data user, yeah, let's see if this is fine. Cout not declared. Then make an IO stream. Now we create a request. Let's see if this has worked. Yes, created request for a lot of stuff. Substring 0 to 10, 8. Can we do this? Yes, fine. Created request for some number. Account is not verified. We have the static, the constant code, the static code. The code is not verified. The date of the account creation is this. Code created this, and the settings are noob and supporter. Okay. Okay, and now if we do this again, then we do not get a request entry, but we have exceeded the maximum number of requests. But now I want to do something else, that is, I want to change the default value to because I want to see if we should get an error if we use the same yes. No, why? Here we should have 2. And here we need a bigger or equal the size of the, so we have is equal to the number of requests is the size of this list, and the maximum is this. Now let's recompile. Exceeded maximum number of requests, 0 of 0. What is happening? This should be the default value. As unsigned integer. I do not understand. It didn't change anything. Ah, no, yes, I changed something. I changed from bigger to bigger or equal, and it was 0 all the time. The environment should have this number new. Strange. Okay, let's see. Help. Help. Number new maximum of new accounts per day. None new accounts 3. 0 of 0. Let's print the environment. See out j writer dot write and environment. Yes, of course, arguments. Okay. The environment has arguments. So this should be fine. Now we have 2. We can make the first request. Fine. We cannot make a second request because of a different reason. That is account creation request or added already. But as you can see, although we have an error, the process itself is still finished successfully. So, and this is intended. In this case, the API should not reveal an error in every case. So this is fine. Okay. Now we have, and this is not finished yet. we have two cases here. The first case is to create an account. This in fact is only creating an account request in a list, and we can delete this entry if it gets too old, because we have this information. At which time point this request has been created, date count account created, and this entry gets deleted by a timeout or a verification process, a password setting process, and this password setting process is locking the user directory, creating the ID of the user and the directory of the user. If the directory exists already, then does not make any sense, I think. If not existing, then create. But if it is existing, password, no. If it's not existing, then create. No, we can't just create this thing. Restore, we have to check. We have three cases. The first one, does not, the first one is, the first case is does not exist as request or directory. If the account is existing, then we want to restore. If, yes, I have switched these two things. First priority 1, restore an existing account. That's fine. Restore, okay. Finalize the priority 2 is finalize an existing account creation request. Okay. if we have not found the account, then we have to return an error that the verification has not been finished successfully, but we have to obscure the reason, just telling the user we were not able to verify the code. So the verification did not match the expectation. Okay. So the first one is to restore. What do we do if we create the path to the user data? We load the user data, then we verify the code, and then we update the user data. If everything is fine, then return positive. And in the creation case, we have to do something else. Data user load. Data user load. This is a function from the administration library. This is a common function, but we need a similar function for the password setting. Data request load. We could we save this thing here. That's an std map and holding an std string and a JSON value iterator iter request. So we find this thing, and if we have found something, that means the iterator is not the end iterator, then then we have an existing request and then create the user directory. This means we have in the creation not user data load, but data request load. Yes, that's fine. Return positive. Okay, this function should data user should just give us the content of the request. The content of the request. No. That is that. I think second. I think this is done like this, hopefully. I have to do something. One moment. We just want to get this information from the request. Should we delete this? This is only one line, so we don't need this. In this case, we get the user data from a file. And here we don't need this, I think. Yes, so this is one thing. Okay. If code verify. Data user. Okay. This is checking. This function is checking. I think we can use this function. Code verify. We can use this function to check if the data user is containing the right code. M code. Argument from a check. M code is the argument, yes. And yes, code expected is the code from that user data. If everything is fine, then the date of the code verification is updated in the user data. Code verified true. If account verified. I think this is fine. So if account creating M code here we create the request with the generated verification code, and in this function directory user create, that's fine. And data user create is a little bit different now because we just have to remove this. We want to open the file data of the user data path. So we need this in every case. Yes. That's fine. We need this in every case. Directory user create directory user and data user create. Directory user, yes, path data. Data user create. We need a file data, that's fine. We need a JWriter. We do not need this. And we do not need this because we have loaded data already and this should be fine. And then if everything went fine, then we can remove come on. The request from the list. Let's check. C++ map erase. I think it's erase or remove. Iterate the position, yes, iterator. And that is the request iterator. If the iterator is not end, then create this stuff and then eventually remove it from the list. Yes, this looks fine. This looks fine. So now it's interesting because we should be able to create a request and then we set the password. Could not execute command, reason low level, could not pass arguments. Could not pass arguments. What? Why? Password set. Account create, yes. Ah, yes. Of course. Mail user, password user, and code. Yes, this was a bug. Okay, interesting. Seems to be finished successfully. Now we should have a directory with all the elements. Date account created, yes, and sometime later date account verified, approximately 1 minute later, date code created and date code verified, settings, name, user. Ooh, that's fine. Account verified, true. That's cool. That's cool. Perfect. And now we should be able to create another request. No, we are not able to do so because it would just return positive because we try to create an account which is existing, which does exist already. Cool. So this looks fine to me. Okay. So this is what I've changed in the API. The account creation command does not change the file system. Only the account verification can change the file system. Okay. Okay. Now something else. User authorizing if, and that's a different change we have made. That is, if a user is authorizing on is trying to authorize, that is trying to logging in. If a user wants to log in into the system, then we have special cases. Yes, first of two authorization stages of parent process gamer interacting. The user authorization process decides if an authentication request was successful. The output is multiple cases. An authorized user, a failed authorization, a special case, or a command. Onboarding command. 1 of 4. Oh, come on. Successful authorization, a failed authorization, an onboarding command, and then special case. And the special case, and these are the special cases. User onboarding, processing the special, processing, onboarding command. User onboarding command. Okay. We have a successful authorization, a failed authorization, and the special case was not verified account, I think. Unverified account. But I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure. Okay. output in every case, termination of the SSH authentication layer, begin of SSH channel, data channel layer. Success or failure was sent. Yes. We have password pass update. We have renamed this thing. So we have changed a lot. I have changed a lot in the meanwhile, making some construction site. The documentation is a mess at the moment. Authentication, yes, keywords. So there is a total mess at the moment. Okay. Let's do let's make the first step. The authorization step. What is the output of user author? The output in every case. Yes, output. We should do this like that. Output. Input. The input is user authorize, a mail of the user, mail user, and the password of the user. That's the input, and the output in every case. Multiple cases, and in this case, oh, come on. If we have a successful authorization, then the result are the user settings. The data of the user settings data. User data, which are the settings. So this is the reason why we want to communicate with the administration server in the first place, because we want to check which authorization ring the user belongs to. And this is stored here. These are the game server related. This is the game server related area. The name of the user and the ring of the user. Okay. Oh my eye. It's hurting. Okay, so we have to change the user authorizing. I think account creation and password setting is done. HSA finish new semantic of account creating and new semantics of account creating and password setting. Okay, fine. Now we have to change two other processes because of some other change. The change is I have moved these two entries into a setting structure, and the user authorized the data settings. Oh, I think yes, is member settings, missing fields, settings, arguments check. Yes, fine. These are the arguments. And the arguments are stored into the damn it. I'm so stupid. I have I have deleted some lines here, and these lines were intended. Okay. Data setting CPP. I have removed these lines. These lines are mandatory. We cannot just make this single line. This was a fail. Do not change. This is intended. Update only update fields only which are update fields which are provided by arguments only. So we go through all the arguments. Data, this is not called data, I think it's called settings. Data use update. We have to be, no, it's called settings. Arguments, we have to be careful now because I have made an instruction side data set. Yeah, now it's called, in the arguments we have settings, and we can have single fields. We are not allowed to just override the settings of the file system. We have to go through all the fields. That's fine, and this is called settings now in the arguments. Yes. Do not change. This is intended. Do not override user settings completely. Name of the element in the user data should be changed. Date data updated, date settings updated. Okay. So let's try this. We have to test this function. The name of the user is noob, and if we execute the data set script, then the name of the user should be foo. Not working. Foo, yes, fine. Data setting plus, fine. Response foo, fine. This was stored here, not here. And the reason is because we have to store this in the settings, of course. And now the name of the user is foo, but this entry has not been deleted. This is very important. Let's see, we can only change the name of the user at the moment. We can create an entry that is called dummy, but we are not allowed to change the ring of the user. So we cannot say the ring of the user is admin. This is not possible. Only supported fields can be stored into the settings. And this supported list of variables is here. Okay, fine. So the data setting is updated. Okay. Fix override and update JSON structure. Fine. The final process is we try to authorize the user. We check the arguments, and the arguments are mail of the user and password of the user. So we should check if we have a mail user and a password user, and we check if this is a valid email and a valid password. Okay. Then we try to log the user directory. If fine, then we have the ID of the user, the ID of the user, the directory of the user. If the directory does not exist, then we say that we were not able to authorize the user. We need something else. No, we don't need this. We do not need this. Okay. I thought we need another entry in the data. One moment, please. My eyes are very dry today. So bad. It's hurting a lot. So I make a hydration. Cheers. Hege. So, if the directory does not exist, then we were not able to authorize the user. These error messages can be more specific because this is a very fancy error which should not occur in the real world. It should not happen. These lines should not happen. This is very likely, but it should not reveal that the user is on the system or not. This is again an error which should not be existing. We verify the password, and if we do not have a password, then return -1. If we do not have account verified or ring of the user, then if data user settings the password expected. This is the password of the argument, and the result is okay. the ID of the user and if the account has been verified, if the account is active, and the settings. That's the result. So we have the output in every case, multiple cases in every case. If authorization was successful, then the output is user data, which is the ID of the user. If the account is verified, no, we don't need this anymore because it has to be. Yes, why not? Why not? I don't care. And the settings. That's the game settings. Cool. That's the output of this process. Perfect. So this was implemented already, kind of. Let's see, and we want to print this because it's a very interesting information. User authorize. Consume the result. Response is this. Result of the process. Oh, okay. This is implemented. Everything is implemented already. Cool. VJSA authorize. User authorize. Oh, it failed. Could not open user data file. Could not load. Why? What? Why? A password of the user. We have to. Okay. There is something strange. I think we have forgotten to set the password. In the arguments, password setting. No. Arguments check yes, and then the code. Data user update. Oh, that's interesting. I think this is almost... This function is the same. Data user update. Yes, we can reuse this function. We verify the code. Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh. And let's sort these functions. Okay. Should we sort this by priority or by canonical order? Let's sort them in canonical order. That is, we verify the code, we make a directory user create, we make data user load, data request load. We do not have this function anymore. Code verify, directory user create, data user update. There is no such thing as data user create. Oh no. So we open the data and then reset the data, the password. In any case. No matter if this account was created or restored. Oh, I think I have removed the wrong function, yes. Code verify. 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 Directory user create, data user update. And data user create is to be removed. Oh, okay, the size of the file is perfect. That's fine. Okay, now we have to retest this thing. Password setting. Yes. Everything is compiling. We say TGSA account create. The account creation request has been added, but not the file system has not been changed. TGSA password set. The directory has been created and we have a password. That's fine. And this is the same password as here. This is fine. Now we try to change our data, TGSA data set. Why? Oh, okay. Yes, fine. That's okay. Data set. Foo. And now we should be able to authorize the user. TGSA user authorize. It was not working. Why? Could not open user data file, could not load user data. Why? I think the password setting at least is fine because we have a password now. Why isn't this thing able to load the data? Could not open user data user load. Data user load. Could not load user data. Why? Empath data. Because we do not have the stuff we need. We have a directory of the user, we have an ID of the user, and oh, that's completely strange. This can't be working. MID. Oh, come on, what? No, what, stop. So, ID of the user is mail to ID user, from mail to ID, and then ID to directory user is, oh, this is working, this is fine, but senseless. Now it's fine, from mail to ID, from ID to directory, and then we need this. Attention return value. Attention and. If we were able to load the data, fine. First we have to load the data because this function should only verify the password because it's called password verify, and if this is fine, then here we should see what the result is, which is the ID of the user, if the account is verified, if the account is active, and the settings of the user. User authorize plus at least okay, but we do not see anything. Why? Tools, user authorize. Consume the result. It's not giving me anything. Why? Because we have an exit here. Why did we have an exit here? Mail of the user and password of the user is the argument. Are the arguments. The response of the creation. The ID of the process. Wait for the process to finish. Okay, this was deactivated. Okay. This is the result. The ID of the user account verified true, account active false, and the settings. Cool. Cool. Fine. Re-enable what did we do here? Update, finalize content of result. User ID. Verified and active. Game settings. Okay. So this is removing the small non-working things, because now we can switch back to the game server. The game server is creating a gamer interacting process, which in turn executes a two-stage authorization process, which is the user authorizing process, this one, with these output cases, we have a password set. The password is a hash value. A hash value of what? What kind of hash value is this? Password set and then user authorize. Okay. I have to make a comment, but password user in clear text. Let's make it test. No, just yes, test and echo -n, no new line, test. That's fine. And then make the SH. Oh. Oops. Oh, okay. If we create an account creating, then we have a function that is called a mail to ID user, and the ID user is made by prefixing the mail and then calculate the hash. This is the ID of the user. In a similar way, this is done for the passwords. Oh. Okay, user authorize and password set. These two will have to contain a hash value that is corresponding to this test password, because I want to be able to log in. And there must be a prefix somewhere in this account. Let's see. Open terminal. Prefix. This prefix should not be visible. Define SSH. No. This is libtgsa prefix. What is the SSH? Yes. Oh, cool. SSH 200 and what? SSH is defined in here as the hash, yes, and this is the prefix. Oh, we can rewrite this from this to that. Okay, yes, fine. Okay. That's cool. Oh, come on. The SSH authentication. SSH authentication locating prefix. Okay. Okay. Password. Password prefix is at the moment just prefix, so we can open this thing, and that is echo -n test pref test, and here we make the SSH checksum, and this is that number. Okay. We will change the prefix later to a long string. Okay. This means that we should be able to log in. We have, yes, let's go through the complete account creation step. Telnet. Netcat localhost 3000. Telnet. Nigelus testing USTO 4000. Fine. Sign in, port forwarding, port range forwarding, and save. Hopefully the connection is, apply settings. Is this ending the stream? I hope not. Live? Yes, hopefully. Let's check. We should still be live. Okay, seems to be fine. Okay. Yes, so if we say SSH create at Nigelus testing USTO P4001 connection refused, fine. SSH we create at localhost P4001 connection refused. Why? We need a small p. Okay. account creation, add. Now we should have a new directory. Oh yes, because but now we don't have a new directory because we have just created the request, and this request has the same verification code. So we say test, enter, test, enter, and the verification code is. Now it's interesting to see, do we get, we get, if we paste this thing, then we get not a single character but multiple characters. That's cool. And the SSH filtering process has a key state machine which is processing this data blob character by character and inserting this thing. If we press enter, then we should be able to get into the system. The only thing which is bad at the moment is that these two things are not working, and now we have to implement this, and then we are finished. Then we are quite ready for the lobby stuff. Okay, yeah, cool. So now we should have another directory. Yes, we have. We have a password. Ooh. But we have the wrong password. This is because the account, the password gathering process makes an an hash, and this hash has to be this needs to be the authentication prefix. This thing has to add the authentication prefix. Let's recompile this thing. And of course we need to include the SSH filtering. No. SSH alt prefix. Now we do this again. Press enter. add. This took quite some while. Whatever. Test. Insert. Fine, and now we should have the correct password. Password set. Yes. 413. 413. And 9AA. AE. 9AE. Cool. So this is the data structure of our account. The account is verified. The code verified, date account created, verified, code created, code verified, password, and the settings. Okay. Gamer interacting. Gamer interacting is trying to authorize the user. What is this process doing? User authorizing. User authorizing is fetching authentication attempts from the SSH authenticating process. So over SSH, the how is it called? The client program, the agent of the SSH agent is sending authentication attempts with different methods. If we get an public key authentication request, yes, then if we get a public key authentication request, then we return false and we remove this method from the list. Then we wait again for the next authentication method. If this is password, and if we have a user, the first attempt is none. We check if this is a special keyword. If this is a special keyword, then we return true, but we say that we have a command for the user onboarding process. Only if we use a keyword as username, a special keyword, then we are accepting the none method for the authentication. We say, okay, you are authenticated as a new user, and we can establish a data channel. This is then here user authorizing. If user authorizing is finished, this means in every case determination of the SSH authentication layer by sending a success, this success. Then we have all these things. We have a mail of the user, the ID of the user. Yes. The authentication ring and the command for the onboarding. If this process was successful, then we create the SSH data filter, the SSH filtering process, which is using the data channel, the SSH data channel. Then we start the filter. If the filter is ready to send, if the connection is not secure, then go to the guest intro. Otherwise, if it's secure, then go to the selection if the authentication was successful because an existing user has been authorized. If the user was not existing, but instead a keyword has been provided as username, then we can't go into the system, GI selection, but we are onboarding the user. Therefore, we start the user onboarding process. The login screen we have seen. Not the login, it's not the login screen, but the account creation screen. We set the command and the mail of the user. Which mail? For the special case, yes. But essentially the command. And we wait for the onboarding to be finished. If the onboarding process was successful, then we go to the selection. Now, how does the user onboarding process look like? It's gathering two things. It's starting two processes. The first one is email gathering. And email gathering is executing password gathering. I think we should we have a menu. I don't want to make I don't want to start password gathering in email gathering. So there should be a password gathering. Yes, np pass. I want to move this thing password set start. if success is not... Oh, what kind of request do we have here? We have the account creation. The account creation process. I think. Account create. The argument of account create is just the email. The email gathering process. The email gathering process is giving us an email and an entry of a user account creation on the administration server. Okay. Because it's executing, it's checking our input. It's checking the input. If key is accept, then it's requesting, it's making a request to the administration server, and the administration server is telling us if the request was fine. If yes, then we start the password gathering, but we do not want to start this thing here because I want this thing, email gathering. This is a processing class. Yes, fine. The result of email gathering should be an email. Email. That's it. And if the request was fine, password gathering. We want this thing to be in here. Yes. Okay. Oh, it's called ptask. Ptask is not fine. MP mail. MP mail. Start. Email. Start. Not MP mail. Come on. MP email. email start, email done wait, pass start and done wait. If not MP filter not set, command not set. State is email start, email start and email done wait. If pending break, if success not equal positive, could not gather email, fine. Pass done wait, pass start, So we are starting the email gathering process, setting the command and the filter, which are essential. Then start the process, wait the process to be finished, pending break, not equal positive, fine. And then, very important, we have to repel the email process, and then must be null, fine. The same stuff here, and we have to consume. Here we have to consume the result, which is if we have a mail, the user onboarding process. MP pass, yes, fine. So we do not need a password set start and done wait. I think we can return positive here. I think and the same here, return positive. This is the end of the request, and we repel the request. We move the code from one process to the other. MP pass success pending. If could not get a password, then we repel, but before we consume the result, which is an std string pass user we create the process, we start the process, we wait for the process to be finished, MP pass, okay, if not positive, if positive, then pass user is MP pass pass. Fine. First we get the email, then we get the password and fine. std pass string pass email. What? Why email? We get the we need the email, of course. Yes. Password. Yes, password. We have password. Vericode. Verification code. So this is the result of the password gathering, of course, the output of the password gathering process. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Okay, so we get the password. And we start the request, of course, to the administration server, and then we have the same structure as in the email, positive. The same structure. As soon as the request has been finished successfully, then return positive, repel the request process. We have the user has entered valid information and everything went fine. And now in the user onboarding process, we execute the same thing as if the same request as the user authorizing process. That is, the first stage of the user authorization is that an existing user is entering an email and a password, a valid pair. Because of this information, which is provided by the SSH agent, because of this information, the user authorizing process is able to communicate with the administration server and try to authorize the user. Check if the user has provided a valid pair of email and password. If we create a user, then this information is gathered by the user interacting processes, by the email gathering process and the password gathering process. So we have this pair again, and now we can do the same thing. We have a new user onboarded, and now we can do the same thing. Here I have the to-do user authorization with password user, missing field pass user, empty user password. Yes, fine. And because we have implemented the TGSA requesting process already, we can finish these two steps. And that's cool. Okay. User authorize. Okay, ST. We must have something like this. Authorization password, yes, fine. That's cool. TGSA requesting. Oh. We start the request in the same way as the email gathering process, that is creating the TGSA requesting process. Set the command. Let's take this request. This is a reference. The command is pass user. We do not need a verification code, but we need an mail of the user, I think. Ooh, we should get this thing. Oh yes, mail user. Oh, come on. Name user. access requested. Yes, this is the same as the name in this case. In the SSH layer, this is called the name of the user. Yes, and then for us it's an email. We have to use a different command which is called use authorize. User authorizing, yes, that's the same. That's the process we are using. The command has the same name as the CPP class. So we have implemented the same thing as in the script. User authorizing, mail and arguments are mail user, the argument, the command and the arguments of the command are mail user and password user. Okay, so then we start the request and we wait for the request to be finished. Yes, we do not need to animate something because this is not possible. This is a design decision of an architecture thing of SSH, because in the authentication phase of the SSH protocol we are not able to create a data channel. So we can send an animation. But that's fine, okay, whatever. So we try to check if, oh no, this is not useful for us. We just say could not authorize user, and then we repel the request if we were able to authorize the user, then oh my god, we are consume result. We have the mail of the user set already. Now a lot of interesting things happen because we now have, what's an minfo? We now have onboarding, transfer filtering, user authorizing. These are pointers. We say string mail user. MID user. We need all the stuff. Name of the user. No, wait. Mail of the user. Name user. Authentication. Mail user. That's a bug. That's a bug. Cool. Mail user. The output of the user authorization process, user authorizing process is, come on. This, yes, if I was successful user data. User ID, we got a user ID, that's fine. And we need this ID here as well. MP intro. MP intro. Mail user. ID user. Fine. If the account is verified, I do not care at the moment. If the account is active, yes, I don't care. The game settings. Yes, of course, the JSON value settings. Damn it. We do not need an ID of the user because we have this here. The username is here and the authentication ring is here as well. So this is fine. So we just need the settings internally. We do not need an ID user. We have internally the mail user and the settings internally. And for the external world, we have the gamer name, which will be extracted from the settings, and the ID of the gamer. Yes, ID of the gamer. Yes, fine. The mail of the user is the user authorizing mail user. Okay, mail user. ID gamer is ID user. The settings are the settings. The gamer name is settings name user as string. That's the gamer name, and the authentication ring is, yes, that's fine. Mail of the user, ID of the user, the authentication ring and the command on board settings and gamer name. Yes, mail, ID, ring, settings, gamer name from the settings, fine. Okay, and the command. So if everything is fine, then if we get an attempt, then we get the name of the user, which we translate as the mail of the user. The name of the user at the SSH layer is the email. So we translate this to the mail. Okay. A little bit confused because sometimes it's called name and sometimes it's called mail and name, and it's switching. And then we have the username and the gamer name. It's fucked up completely, but I don't care. It's fine for me. If we have an password authentication, then we have a password in the username, and then we create an TGSA requesting process, communicating with the administration server, starting the process, waiting for the process to be finished, and then we consume the result, which is the same internally. We have set the mail of the user already. That's fine. The ID of the user is equal to the request result as string, which should be let's just use this. The ID of the user, yes, that's it. Then we have the authentication ring. The authorization ring, okay. Void auth ring set. Nope, not auth ring set. I don't want to call this. Yes. Const std string reference. Main lib gaming. Hopefully. Yes. Hopefully. List of rings description. That's the description. Description. Oh, come on. p-ring is equal to, we have hopefully a lib gaming. We do not need this password setting. Oh, come on. Oh, we have a lot of stuff open. List rings, external. User order, list rings. This is the pointer. Oh, come on. Lib gaming guest. Return p-ring for uint for level equals me and level unequal to none, then plus level if oh, come on. p-ring is equal to level if p-ring description is equal to description, then return p-ring. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So the authentication ring is this function with ring of the user in the settings. In the settings, of course. Oh, come on. Let's make MP request and std string m ring authentication authorization ring description is this thing. we have the ring of the user. Wait a moment. I have an overload. We say settings is equal to result settings. Fine. Then we can say the settings ring user is the authentication ring description. We initialize this thing. We have the settings. Okay. We have the mail user from the beginning. Then we make then we make the request. We get the ID of the user. And we get the settings. And the authentication authorization ring description, the authorization ring, and the last thing is nothing, because in the gamer interacting we extract from the settings, we extract the name of the user, it's the gamer name. That's a complicated process. That's a complicated process. Okay, what? Redeclaration of game. Compiling what? Back in a minute. Oh. So minfo, what's with minfo? What is minfo? Select minfo. Ah, yes, minfo. Oh, yes, redeclaration, of course. Info. Settings. Home page. Yes, I think this is fine. No match, plus. What? No match for operator plus. Come on. No, please not. Fine, now I can't. I guess this is not working either. Will be initialized after. Password. That's the password, yes. And this is the first one. And then we have MP field. Yes. MP email does not have any field. User onboarding. MP email. mp email. Password gathering. Password gathering needs a string, and in the email done wait consume. Here at this point I call it mail. I'm a hero. Inconsistent. Cannot convert string to processing pointer repel. User onboarding pass. Of course, pass, and that's not working either. Yes, pass user, fine. Then pass, yes, mp pass, of course. Initialized, created, created, checked, started, pending, positive, repelled, deinitialized. Undefined reference to authorization ring get. It looks strange, but it's correct. Now we should be able to log in into the system with at localhost. What the hell? SSH at localhost 4001. You are entering blah blah blah. Unknown authentication method. Public key could not authorize gamer. In the user authorizing gamer interacting could not authorize received authentication request. SSH authenticating. Fine. So let's see. Access requested. Yes, fine. Access requested. User at service SSH connection method none. Ah, yes, of course. Method none. Method none. If method none, then return, and if this or this or this, mail user, yes, then answer none. Yes, then we have the public key. First we have none, then we have the next authentication request. Ah, yes, of course. And then we have, no, we should be able to, if public key. Ah, haha, interesting. If public key, then do this. It's not none, so okay, interesting. This was an interesting bug. Oh yes, we are declining the non-authentication method. We are declining the public key authentication method, and because of that, public key authentication not supported. That is, we go to the public key authentication and we are returning false. Public key not supported, then we wait for another request and we should that's better. Not supported, that's fine. And because we have declined the public key authentication method, we have sent a authentication failure. And because of that, the user agent is moving from public key authentication to password authentication. Then we press test. We get a segmentation fault, yes, that's fine. But I don't care, honestly I don't care, because we get, that's so cool, because we get that's so cool. We get an authentication request, user A add, service, connection, method, password, and the password is 413.9AE. So this is the correct password already. That's fine, and we are executing a new TGSA requesting process. The process is returning, is receiving this thing. So the request to the administration server is working already. We have the ID of the user, we have the name of the user and its authorization ring. Then we are shutting down all the stuff, closing, TCP transferring, and then we have a segmentation fault. That's fine. Yes, because that's very easy to see. That's the thing I like on this structure. If I have a segmentation fault, then I don't care at all, because it's very easy to find segmentation faults in this structure, because we are in this state, we are doing all the stuff fine, we are consuming the result from the request, that's fine. Then we repel the request, but then we are not changing the state. That means we set request to null and then we enter the state again, segfault. Okay, and this means we have consumed the result, we have set everything we can, the mail of the user, the ID of the user, the authentication ring, the settings, and that's it. That's no. It can be this or that. This is the usual case. This is the special case. The onboarding case. Test. We are getting closer, but we have a timeout receiving channel open. What? Why? What? The next authentication method, password, the send packet type 1, we send a packet, wait for reply. Wait for reply. Yes, of course, we are waiting for reply. Of course, we have to send a reply. We can't. Let's try this. Password, I want to see what is happening if we here we say no, if we check, if we the first thing we have to do always, if a process is finished, then the next thing we have to do is to fulfill our communication duty. We have to communicate. This is the first thing we have to do. We have to check, is this the request still running? We are communicating with the administration server. We are waiting for a reply from the administration server. If we get a reply, then we have to check immediately if the process has finished successfully. If yes, then tell the user agent immediately that everything is fine. The administration server has told us that the authorization is fine. The user has been authorized. So we send back true and password, remove password from the list, and if we have sent this, then we can do our local work and return positive. Oof. Oh yes, oh yes. Now it's time for the second beer. We are in the system with the correct name. Entering. We have a different account with a different name. And we can connect at the same time, of course, with SSH office at dspcrowd.com at localhost port 4001. You are entering TGS. Welcome, my friend. Office at localhosts, and password is test. Why? Come on. TGSA process, yes, is returning an error because we know. Why? could not authorize user. Why? Okay, let's see. The password is the same. Office add DSP card. That's the user. The hash is the hash is working. The hash is fine. The TGSA process returned. Yes, and this is connection reset by that's fine. Theoretically, tspcard.com. Let's try to authorize mail user. Why isn't this working? Yes, okay, we have the same result, but this was working. ID of the user is yes, because we have, I think, hopefully, no. Why? Yes. That's, oh, that's fine, that's cool. So everything is working as expected. Almost. User authorizing. No, yes, almost. Yes, everything is working perfectly fine. As expected, everything is fine. Okay. I did not update the password. So now I should be able to. Oh, come on, nice. This is so cool. This is so cool. So I have to get another beer. That's definitely. Yes, cool. Oh, and we are at the end of the stream. Cool. Holy. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh yeah. This was a long, hard road. Creating a user. And now I want to do one last thing. We will do one last thing. And that is, I want to have the same thing for the email gathering process. No, not for the email gathering process, but for the user onboarding process. So we log out and we delete this user. We create this user again, and We have collected the email and the password. And now we do the same thing in the user onboarding process, the same thing as in the authorization process, and the gamer interacting process is expecting a guest or an authorized user, and we get an authorized user by the authorization process or by the user onboarding process. So the user onboarding process does the same thing, but a little bit different. It's collecting the information interactively and creating the user on the system. Okay, so the same thing. We have a create, we need an TGSA requesting include, and we have a command. This is the input and this is the output. The output is the same as this. That's perfect. And the gamer interacting, yes, here we have to consume result. And then we repel, and then we can go to the selection, consume result, consume the result, start the SSH data layer. Yes, that's different. We are consuming the result and then consume result, and then we are repelling the user authorization process, and then we start the data layer and wait for the filter to be ready. But in this case, if the user onboarding process has done the same thing, it's going directly to the selection start. Yes, okay. That's cool. That's cool, but no, we do not have a command. We just have mail user, ID user, authentication ring, settings, and that's it. Okay, fine, and we have to copy this thing. Let's do this like that. We have a mail of the user gathered by the mail gathering process. We have a password of the user gathered by the password gathering process. We set the command and the arguments. We go to the next step, waiting for the TGSA request to be finished. And then consume the result and do all the fine stuff. Request is done. SSH authentication. What? Yes. Yes, this is. We do not need to send any. That's the communication we have to do in the user authorization process. Because it's on top of the SSH layer, it's getting the information from the SSH channel. Here we get the information from the user interface, ID user. We have the mail of the user gathered by the email gathering process. We have the ID of the user because of the authorization. If the authorization has been finished successfully. Authentication ring get. This is not authentication ring get is a function of libgaming. Level 2. Yes, I think this is it. This is fine, hopefully. So it's not. It's not in the user authorization process. Oh, the file has a good size. That's fine. That's cool. Response. Yes. User onboarding does the same thing. It's getting the authentication ring by the from this description. It's repelling the request and returning positive. Almost right size. Was not declared because, yes, of course, we have a password. We have a TGSA requesting and this thing, of course, too. And request and then authentication ring description, I guess. Yes. Pass user. So let's see. Last thing we will do today. No, we say SSH create at localhost port 4001. We say enter. We say a at. It's waiting for the minimum timeout. That's fine. We say test is our password. Test. And the verification code is the same as the default thing. We can paste the thing here, press enter. Oh, come on, segmentation fault. That's so bad. Why can't you just work? Okay. I just want this thing to be working. So, what is happening? We have result of the process. What? Yes, we get. Oh, no. We are at the bottom. Repel. Yes, fine. Success of the command, success of the ID process. The result is 1-1. Argument. Password setting. We have the password gathering done. Hopefully we have an yes, fine. This means the account creation has been finished. That's fine. Password done. Fine. Pass. I'm quite sure that I just have then request start. What did I do here? Okay, this can't be working, of course. Yes. Password done, yes. Consume result, repel. Start the request. Set the command stuff, start the request. Wait for the request to be finished. Okay, I think this was the error. Enter a at minimum time. Test verification code. Enter. Oh yes, this is it. Okay, so wonderful. Wonderful. Email gathering is done. Password gathering is done. User authorization. The user onboarding process is is done. Oh yes. The user onboarding is done. What we have create, we have password update. And we have verify. Pass update. Create. No. Pass update. And pass update. Create pass update and verify. Create pass update and verify. And in all cases, so we respond here none, then it's an onboarding command. We are not supporting at the moment public key, but we are supporting password user. Communication with the administration server and then setting all the stuff. Yes, cool. So the authorization process is done because in the gamer interacting process we are creating a secure connection, make a user authorization. If the user authorization has sent a user of success or failure, then we are getting all the information, the common information at the command optionally, create the filtering process and wait for the filter to be sent ready. If the connection is not secure, decide if second stage authorization is needed. User on board, command user on board. First, decide if second stage is needed. Command board. No. This is the second thing. First thing, check if secure filter is of type file transfer. To do if file type is equal to file mp ssh field. Is this even all this is transfer filter ssh filter field ssh if mp field ssh type is file transfer else if, and then check the board command. the authorization process may be successful because the user agent has used a valid email and password pair, or a command has been set and used. The first thing type is shell or file transfer. Input type and input and checks. The first type is equal to file transfer and command size error. The second one, yes, then it's not that bad. First check is if, yes, this is the input at this stage. If it's a guest connection, then go to the guest intro. Otherwise, if it's a secure section, a secure connection, then the input is, we have two inputs from the filter and from the user authorizing process. This is an invalid situation. Using the create command or password update command for a file transfer. This is not allowed. If we have a command, then do this, or if we have a type of file transfer, then do the other thing, but both is not allowed. If we have no command and we have no file transfer, then just go to selection start. So, whoa, this scenario should be working as well. Very important. We have to be able to send files to the server, because we want to be able to send a public key, an SSH public key to the server, so the user can upload a public key to the account and then authorize via public key. That's not implemented at the moment, but will be supported in the future. Nice. SSH A at localhost P4001 password test, and we are in the system. Cool. That's so fancy. Oh, okay. Well, I have to change the history file. We are in February. User of use. Boah. Finish TGSA API refactoring. Password setting is child of user onboarding instead of email gathering. Password gathering is child of instead of user authorizing. Implement password method. Implement method support. Implement method password. User onboarding. Authorize user of the input user input has finished. Of the user input has been finished. Is child of user onboarding instead of emailing it. User implement user password and authorize user. I think this is it. Oh, now we can, haha, that's cool. Now we can test, or we can just log in. That's so cool. We can check the version history with a different account now, and we can enter we will be able to enter this area, set gamer name. Okay, so very successful today. Oh, see history. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, we will rate somebody. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. Ooh. Yes, should we pick Boonbin? Let's go to Boonbin today. Okay, reverse engineering Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, JP has. Okay, let's go to Bunben today. Right, Bunben, cool guy. Working on a new game, production game, a space production, a space economy simulation game, I think. Let's ask him. Bye. See you next time, maybe on Tuesday.